everybody. It is
Well,
me.
hello.
It's us, the Grand Slam crew. It is me, Edgar, and I'm here with my two lovely co-hosts, Robin Matuka and Will from Faust, Texas.
Well,
I
hello.
can't feel my legs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think you've stumbled into the wrong movie. You're looking for Forrest Gump, where you are, I assume, Lieutenant Dan.
Oh.
Oh,
This is a creepy Halloween movie show thing. Hello, I'm Vincent Price. This is the house on Haunted Hill where my wife, my very interesting wife, she has such an interesting sense of humor. I'm Vincent Price. I have a very thin mustache. And actually, it's just me, Will from South Texas. I was doing one of my many famous voices. I do a Vincent Price. Everything he does is like this. Vincent Price. Robin?
Vincent Price. Robin?
well, I'm Robin. You know, the
Thank you.
yeah.
Edgar.
Yes. Welcome everybody on the day before Halloween. We having we're gonna have our podcast today, and as you can see, we've been keeping it on the Halloween spirit, and we're still gonna do that as well. Because I don't know, you can't really see it, but my I'm wearing a shirt that has Halloween stuff on it. It's got a spooky teapot and a pumpkin, a spooky coffee cup. But I'm keeping the spirits up because it's basically Halloween Eve. Yeah.
Edgar, I too am wearing a spooky shirt, which you can't see. It has um the price of rent rising.
Ooh.
It also has a growing national debt.
Ooh.
It also has the fact that bread isn't as cheap as it used to be.
Ooh.
Stop it! You're
Um,
scaring me.
it also has, going into the kitchen and then forgetting while you went there and then walking back into the other room, but then you go into the other room and you realize, oh, coffee, and you go back, but you forget again.
Oh my god!
Ooh. What
It
spooky
also
clothes? What spooky clothes are you wearing, Robin? Since we're all
Um,
wearing spooky
I have
stuff.
one more. I have one more. My
Oh.
shirt that I'm wearing that has all those spooky things, it also has a collar. Which is not spooky, it's just a part of the shirt. I'm describing the shirt. Robin,
Ah.
you're wearing something spooky as you actually always do. What are you wearing today? Besides your murdering slippers, I assume.
I'm wearing my Krusty Krab In and Out styled T-shirt and some shorts.
Ooh.
Ooh, capitalism and
Ooh.
entertainment combined.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
what brand of shorts are they, Robin?
I don't know. I think they're not Adidas. Oh, it's the
Product
Ooh.
placement.
Ooh.
We
It's
wish we were given some money for this product placement.
Ooh.
it's and one. I think. Yeah, it's and one.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, now that we know what we're all wearing, Edgar, surely there's some kind of a bit we should be doing now.
Uh.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Finished midterms are basically already over, so the big storm has gone. So most likely, as you can tell, we're on the stream, and you notice that our how do you say our previous episode is not up on YouTube and Spotify. My bad. I caught up with a lot of stuff, but most likely this part will be dated. What I've said because they will both be uploaded already. So.
You know
And
what? Don't make it dated. Put this one out before you put the other one out. Make them be confused. Make them be like, why is episode looks at the stream 42 ahead of episode 41? What's it? And then we just go, well, I think the answer is quite obvious. We're incompetent.
Ooh, spooky. Ooh, we're
we're like
incompetent.
bureaucracy.
Ooh.
We're incompetent. Ooh.
But
And
how-
chains around here somewhere, but that's not related to anything spooky. That's just my kink.
Ooh. But how are you guys doing, especially since we're one day away from Halloween?
Fine. Robin?
Well, I burned the crops and sacrificed some lambs and some stuff, and then I got to put out some some lamb muttons for the ghouls tonight. So
Gross.
that's a reference to what the Celtics did for Halloween.
Oh.
Huh. I didn't know that they did that up in Boston.
Yeah. That basketball team is really weird.
They've got some traditions, I'll tell you.
Oh boy! Shout out to the Celtics. We love you, Celtics. Unless we shouldn't.
I think it would be the Celtics, but
Oh, Celtics.
it's how it's pronounced. But I don't care. The Celtics.
Celtics. We love them both. Unless you heard us.
Yeah, go Cowboys. I know sports.
Hey, so far the Cowboys are like what 7-1 since we're speaking
No,
here.
they're not. They're not 7-1. They're like last
they
I
are.
saw, they were 5-1 because they had a bye week.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Well,
right.
we
That's
all
right.
experiment in college.
God damn it.
Coolio.
Let's see. National Football Conference. Yeah, they're still 5-1.
5-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
You were thinking of Arizona. That was 7-1.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, ladies and
Right.
gentlemen. This is about sports.
Well, we are called the Grand Slam. It would make sense if we talked about baseball from time to time. I don't know sports, so I will just do color commentary. The grass is very green, Steve, and the
That is-
lines, they're all painted on the green grass and they're white.
Speaking of Grand Slam,
and the poles are yellow. That's fun.
Oh.
speaking of Grand Slam, yesterday the Atlanta Braves beat the Astros 2-0, and now they lead in games 2-1. Today there's a game at 7:09, Game 4 of the World Series. So we'll see what happens.
Who else was invited?
What do you mean?
Well, the Atlanta Braves are playing. The Astros are from Houston. I
Yeah.
know that, but it's the World Series. Who else is playing?
Well,
Does Spain have a team?
no, just them two, 'cause
Morocco?
that's something I never understand. Like, they call it the
Angola?
World Series, and it's just the only other country that has a baseball team that's part of the MLB is Canada.
Huh.
Did they go?
Well, they didn't make it to the playoffs. The Blue Jays.
We didn't
make it to the
invite them,
playoffs.
or like the plane was late.
No, they just didn't make it to the playoffs.
Well, I don't understand. How is it the World Series and it's just American teams going?
Well, American teams, and then there's one Canadian team.
Well, right, but you said they didn't go to the playoffs because the plane was late.
Baseball.
They didn't make enough points to get by. They didn't make enough wins
Oh,
to qualify.
Ooh.
oh.
Yee.
Well, then it's not a World Series. It's just
Yeah.
American teams playing each other. And I'm all fine with playing with yourself, but you know, it's not a World Series.
Welcome to the World Series of Dice. Oh, God.
The World Series of Dice.
I don't want to. I want to say
Yeah.
the one guy's name, but I can't.
Oh.
So, anyway, what are we here to talk about, Edgar?
Yes.
Chips.
Chip, the TV show. I've never seen the movie.
Nope.
I've never seen.
I meant potato.
Oh, potato chips.
As
Those
in
are pretty
potato
good.
chips.
Potato chips are good. I like
Yeah.
the taste of them. But other than that, we're talking about since we're doing we're ending off with the Halloween stuff. We wanted a movie that was like had some Halloween spirit in it. And what better movie that has Halloween spirit than none other than this movie that we just saw called Monster Squad, which came out in 1987. 87.
It sure
Ju-
did.
Just for my clarification, there's not any like news or stuff, right?
I don't think
There's
so.
no news. We have no entertainment news. Oh, wait, there is news. Guys, there's totally news before we talk about the movie. We're not
Oh?
going to talk about the news, but there is news. If y'all, you know what? If you Google, we're not going to talk about it, but if you Google Alec Baldwin,
Oh.
you're gonna see that there was some news, and it's not good news. It's bad news. It's really bad news, but it's entertainment. And I
Yeah.
would recommend not reading an article from the day of the event. You want to read an article from like today. You read this news. It's big news. It's a lot of news happening.
I feel
And
so bad for
yeah,
him. I feel
you
so
for him.
a
He
little bit.
shot someone.
He didn't mean to shoot her.
But he
Also,
did.
it was also supposed to be meant to be a prop gun, but somebody handed him a real gun.
Yeah, but he's also a producer on the show, and
Like,
they
he's
kind
also
of
like a
did
big
bad things.
he was also like a very big advocate against guns too. So like,
Yeah, but he's also a producer on the show, and blah blah blah.
I thought it
Rules.
was I thought it was a
Anyway,
movie.
yeah, whatever, the movie, the show, the thing, the place where they were making the thing, and then boom pow, somebody's no longer living. I'm trying
don't know.
really hard not to be like someone. Yeah. Anyway, that's news. So go Google that and read on that. That's the news in the entertainment industry. Anyway,
Yeah.
Monster Squad,
Master Squad.
1987. It's a movie that was made in the 80s, and we could tell.
It's very 80s. It's very 80s indeed. It's basically it's these group of kids and they're trying to stop these monsters. And what are the monsters? Well, the very famous monster movies, the monsters from the monster movies. We got Frankenstein, we got Dracula, we got the Mummy, we got the creature from the Black Lagoon, and we got the werewolf. We got the big boys, we got the big bucks. And not gonna lie,
There were deer in this movie?
I think maybe deers.
You said the big bucks. I didn't realize there were deer in the movie.
No, he said Richard Gere. That's
Richard Gere. Everybody knows we have Richard Gere. I'm stealing that joke from somebody else, but I altered it just enough so that it's slightly different and we can't get sued. We can't get sued. Richard Gere.
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think I kind of had fun with this movie.
Oh yeah,
it was
it was a fun dated movie.
Yeah,
They had all of the little dumb tropes. They had cop who's always too busy for his family trope.
yep.
They had budget Fonzie from Happy Days. A junior high kid who shows up to save, quite literally, the character is called Fat Kid.
Oh yeah, fat. We also have a fat kid in the movie.
I mean, his real name is Horace, and he does say that. He goes, "I'm Horace," and they go, "Okay,
then,
fat kid."
they call him another word too, but we can't say that on stream.
Yeah, there was a lot of use of that word,
Especially in the beginning of the movie.
In the beginning of the movie, that they use that word quite a lot, and it's a mean word. Yeah,
I don't know how
high school.
Yeah, those were said by the high school bullies.
Like, I don't know how many times I've heard that in high school, even like it wasn't that long ago for me. So anyway,
yeah, I'm old. So so yeah, there's the
they say
so
a
how
not so nice word, and then they
stomp on his
Fonzie
Snickers.
comes and they step on the fat kid's Snicker, which is a candy bar with chocolate and caramel and nougat and peanuts. And it's a simple thing, but it is delicious.
The part
And
that I
they
didn't
step on it.
part I didn't understand is that when Fonzie Kid shows up, is like
The smoking on school campus, even though he's like probably what,
well
14?
that, but I meant like when he tells them to eat the Snicker bar that they just stomped on, then he eats it, and everyone's like, "Ew!" I'm like, "What's gross about that?" They're just, it was I
Robin,
don't
it
know.
was a candy on the floor stepped on a guy's shoe.
They're
Do you know where the
they're
do you-
acting as if chewing on a piece of turd, though. Like that's just how it sounded like. And they were going like, "Eh," like it was like
Robin, they're little kids. When they see it on the floor, they're like, ew, gross. You don't know where the bully's shoe was?
how white of them.
In Robin's mind, when someone steps on a candy, oh, 5-second rule, better go. Like what if the bully had like a what if like the
for a
bully
reason.
like stepped on a dog shit and he stepped on the Snickers bar, and then when he
By the
eats it,
transitive property of stepping on things, you have stepped on the candy bar is stepped in dog turd now. Yeah.
yeah,
It's how it works.
Well,
I'm
that's if
95% sure.
by
well, that's
law.
if the camera was all, what I had also showed that he had just stepped in dog shit, which in the
Maybe
movie,
it's a deleted scene, Robin. We don't.
Yeah.
We actually
well, then
don't
if it's
know.
a deleted scene, then that should be in the movie.
Why was
That
this? Why was that scene so specifically making you so mad about it?
There
You
are
know
a lot
what?
of
There's a lot of things in this movie, Robin, that should make you mad, and one of them, I'm gonna be honest, is the fact that Fat Kid didn't get another Snickers bar. He should have had two. Should have had two.
you have one as a backup because he knows
You have one as a backup
he
Yeah.
knows that this shit happens to him every goddamn day. So
every goddamn day.
You'd think he'd have a backup. So
And his legal name was Fat Kid. Fat Kid Horace Weighs a lot.
his parents hated
That's
him.
his name.
His
His
parents
last
hated him.
name was Weighs a lot. It's
God damn.
Polish, I believe.
Well, yeah, I guess the big Fonzie guy that he's supposed to be the cool kid. The bullies are like, "Whoa, sorry, dude." He's like, "Go eat that Snickers bar, loser." And then
Go
he
eat that dog turd, apparently.
Right, I don't see how that's so like I don't see that it's annoying. I just all like
I just wouldn't have said ill. That's it. Like I don't see anything really disgusting about like, oh, okay, he just stepped on it. Okay. Like there are worse things that he could be eating. That
I see it as like, oh, it's gross because it's like a kid stepped on it and it's all over the ground cement and like there's shit all around it, so they're eating something that's on the floor. I know most of us do the 5-second rule where we grab the food that fell on the floor and eat it, but not everyone's like that, Robin.
and most of the people who don't do that are white. No, I'm kidding.
What are you talking about, Robin? This is how we get canceled. These jokes are just stupid. Yeah, fuck it. Leave them in. By the way, this week's
How are we gonna
episode
get
brought to
canceled
you
for
by
making fun of white
Arby's. Arby's, they're sandwiches and technically food. That's Arby's, a place where you can maybe have a meal. There's a question mark there. So
A meal?
also
could-
brought to you by Werther's Original. That's
I could see
Werther's
this piece
Original.
of audio getting cut out to be put into the the ending of another pre-show show.
Okay.
So
That's Werther's Original. The candy that Grandma left in the bottom of her purse, but found it for you when you came over to visit that one time, and now you're hooked. Werther's Original, basically heroin.
it's
Hashtag not sponsored, but maybe sponsored in future. Mhm.
Maybe.
grab your Werther's Original and a metal spoon and a lighter. Anyway,
What? What the fuck?
hey, Will said it's basically heroin. So I mean,
By the way, all these are jokes, and we're only talking about things in theory.
Theory.
Edgar, let's go back to the movie real quick. So it has a fun little opener. where we get to what it's it's text. It's like a bad Star Wars because it's in red and it's on black and it was a little hard to read.
It was
And
talking about
it's
Van Helsing and a group of people are trying to kill the monster squad,
Yeah,
specifically Dracula, and but then it's said at the end like they blew it.
they
Like,
yeah,
blew it.
which was funny. I actually lolled.
yeah,
I because it's like they were trying to destroy all evil, getting rid of the monsters in this world. Then a
But
big space, they blew it. It's like that's funny.
Mm.
And then
so
of
they,
course it shows them fighting, and there's a young girl, and Van Helsing goes, "Read it,
specifically,
or we're all going to
yeah,
die."
they read it and then they're just like, and no, and then they all like,
they opened up a vortex, and then they get the vampire and the other monsters get sucked into this essentially a black hole, and
Yeah, and inside the black hole, you know what you can see? Detroit. There's
oh
Detroit right
no.
there in the black hole. And you can see what's his name from The Thing, where they're in Detroit and Tennessee, and he's just going, "How did I get here?" And anyway, it's real bad. What's his name? Robin?
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Yeah, Bruce
ah,
Campbell's in the black hole going, it's just that noise a lot. Anyway,
ah,
the vortex, which is
yeah,
fun. They clearly had money for that effect.
Yeah,
yeah,
they had money for that effect. It seemed that they also had money for like some pretty good cos not
Vis-
cosmetic visuals, but yeah, visuals, but also um
for the creatures,
prosthetics. There we go.
prosthetics.
Yeah.
Prosthetics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
those are all right. The creature from the Black Lagoon looked plastic and rubbery, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But the
Mhm.
Wolfman looked
Like a
yeah,
fine.
wolf.
It's fine.
Kind of. Yeah,
It
kind
was
kind
of.
of.
fine.
It
A
was a,
little
it was a weird design, but
I think they
I did
were
like the scenes where they kind of showed him transforming. Those were parts were
yeah.
like pretty cool.
I
yeah.
think they were trying to make him look like the Universal Pictures original Wolfman design.
Yeah.
Uh, so like that one kind of had more of a flat face and was all hairy. Kind of looked a lot
Mm.
more like Chewbacca. It was weird because
Mm,
because the original one he had they for some reason it looked like he had a perm all over his like his head and his beard.
well,
Like
that's because he had a perm, and we don't yell at people with perms because it's a classic hairstyle.
like
Um,
he,
that's why
uh,
Edgar has a perm. You can't see it because he has his cap on.
yeah, perms. Those are a thing. Uh, and
like
My
let me
hair's still in curlers.
I gotta keep them all nice and pretty for the ball tomorrow.
I'm gonna send like a picture of it in the Grand Slam chat in the memes or just in general, just to show you what the Wolfman looked like in the 1941 movie The Wolfman.
Yeah. And
And
Yeah.
if you're watching this on the YouTube, here's a picture. Boom. Right there. Look at that.
it's
Oh.
right there.
Ah.
Look at that guy
Ooh.
wearing a perm in the
Ah.
40s.
Ooh. Well, yeah, so the creatures like the how they made them like, oh, it looked like they had a pretty decent budget to make them. I was like, oh, damn,
Yeah,
pretty cool stuff. I will say, the two creatures in that quote unquote monster squad that really didn't do that much were the creature from the Black Lagoon and the mummy. Both of them
yeah,
really didn't do anything in the movie.
The mummy committed a breaking and entering, and also possible like kidnapping if the dad hadn't showed up. He was just hiding in a young child's closet, and then the kid goes, "Help, daddy." Dad comes in, goes, "What's up?"
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey, there's a monster in my closet." And the dad
It's like,
goes,
yeah,
"Well, get out of here,
What?
all you monsters! I'm going back to
When,
bed, and
when
so
are
are
you?
you."
When are you gonna? When are you going to grow up, son? Basically, just like, oh my god.
Jeez.
um,
Whoa, what
Hey,
up?
mummy.
Gracias for the sub,
Oh,
Mr. Dylan MM5.
thank
there we
Gracias.
you.
go.
Gracias.
Now you know what you get. You get these. You get these here. They're these magical little things. Use them in other streams. Confuse the fuck out of people. They're T poses. T
Intimidate them.
posing Robin. Intimidate them. Back them into a
Intimidate them.
corner, and then I don't know. Make them dance
Yeah.
or something.
Something. Whenever you go to another stream, just spam them with T poses and make them confused. Or
Now
make them
for
entertained.
now for our next segment on the show is Matthew Lillard the serial killer?
What the hell are you...
What are you talking about?
Is Matthew Lillard the serial killer? Yes, he is, because Scream. Anyway, moving on.
Oh. Why-
Oh, well.
I was like so confused of what the hell are you talking about?
Happy Halloween, everybody!
Happy Halloween!
Edgar, if I can, I'm just gonna. Hey, Robin, can you follow me real quick? We're gonna go into the kitchen.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Edgar, we're gonna be right back out.
Alrighty.
Robin, what are you doing?
I mean, I had one beer, so I mean, you know.
Yeah. You had one beer, but like you're talking about, nobody knows these segments. What are you talking? We didn't talk about these at the meetings. What are you doing?
Where the fuck is the music coming? What the fuck?
What are you doing? What, Robin?
I don't know
what are
what's
you doing?
going on. I'm hearing fucking music happening in the background, and I'm so confused right now. Okay. Oh my god. I think there
Robin,
was some
get
glitch
it-
going on with my computer.
Robin, get it together. We
Okay.
are live. We're
I
gonna go
know.
back in that room because Edgar's just in there right now, twiddling his thumbs and being very confused. You know how he gets when he's alone.
Well, I mean, I don't know why we had to put him in the baked beans can outside of the dumpster, but I mean, we gotta go back. Yeah.
He likes it there. I don't know.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's go back.
Okay. Oh, hey, Edgar.
Hey,
Hello.
yeah.
Hello.
So I think we we got that little problem settled, Robin, and we're gonna go back to talking about the movie now. By the way, if you're watching, thank you for watching us on Twitch live. We're also on YouTube and Spotify, and you can like and follow us and subscribe and give us bits and join our Discord and follow us on Twitter. You can do all of these things, and most of them are free unless you want to give us money. This is my smooth radio voice. You know it's business when this comes on. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Edgar, I was wondering, what was your favorite monster in the movie?
I liked. I actually did like the my favorite monster. I like the werewolf because I like the scene where he fucking blows up into pieces. I broke down crying laughing because of that. Because it's around the end of the movie, and you just like the dad's like, "Oh, I'm gonna blow Dracula up," and then the werewolf comes in, beats him in the head, and then they come fighting, and then he basically puts the dynamite in the werewolf's balls in his pants, and then he pushes him out the window, and he just blows up. And then immediately after that, we see like bits and pieces of the body moving, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that's pretty cool." And then he just forms back together.
It is alive.
The part that made me laugh, it was just the sheer thought that like, did he just actually try to do that? Was the part where it is a little later in the movie, I would say that too, yes, is where Dracula just has like the dynamite and then he fucking throws it into the treehouse. And I'm like, oh my god, did he just try to kill those kids? What the fuck? And I'm like, Dracula just tried to murder children. Like,
I just like how
I'm sure it's the worst thing he's ever done.
I know, but it was just still the fact that, like, oh my god, what the fuck?
I think I thought it was just more funny that Dracula was trying to kill people with dynamite instead of like who he is. It's like you forgot he was Dracula and just he was like, let me use dynamite. That's the part that made me laugh. I'm like, Dracula has all these other powers, but he's like, nope, I ain't gonna use
Nope,
that. I'm gonna
using
use dynamite.
this stick of dynamite to kill people.
I'm using the boomstick. And he just chucks it in the treehouse, blows it up. He also blows up the dad's cop partner in the car. The only person that we see die in the movie. In like that's like it like that we see frequently in the movie. His cop friend dies in the movie by Dracula, not because Dracula bit him or stabbed him or killed him like that. No, Dracula just threw a stick of dynamite under the cop's car and blew him up. Because I didn't. That's a new power from Dracula. Dracula has this new power that if he doesn't use his other powers, he uses it all on dynamite, and so.
I put all of my points into spells, such as combustion.
He creates arson.
I can no longer become a bat, but I can blow you up.
Blow you up, you see. Back away from Dracula! He's got a bomb! More like dynamite.
Oh, don't worry, guys. It's just Vincent Price. It's fine. It's probably staged dynamite. It's staged dynamite from the 40s, which was real. I'm Vincent Price. Anyway, Vincent Price isn't in this movie. Just so
no, he's
know.
not. we shouldn't confuse the people. But you know, as we've been saying, this movie's very 80s, and we've seen a lot of the 80s stuff. But I think the part that really determined and forwarded that it was from the 80s is you can't have an 80s movie without an 80s montage. Nope. And this movie has a montage where they're like, yeah, let's steal bow and arrows. We're gonna steal this. We're gonna grab that, and we're gonna.
Yes, and they get frogs to help them. You see, this is very Disney. There's a pond in this town, and there's a lot of frogs. And they go to the frogs and they say, "Hey, frogs," because they're children. "Hey, frogs, could you help us kill Dracula?" And they're just like what Edgar said, "Brah," but you know, more throat and bass, and like a demon's trying to escape you. And they gather up sticks and bows and arrows. They actually had to cut most of the montage, about 95 minutes worth of frogs working together to gather things. So then they just had the kids do it.
It would have made the movie
nice.
It would have made the movie like 3 hours longer if they added the frogs. So you know they had to cut that out. But you know, I was like, you know, when I saw the movie, I was like, montage. This is 80s, all right. This is very 80s, because there was a song like, we got to do the thing, and thing is a thing, and we gotta grab this thing, and this teacher's being a creep. We get these pictures, and Frankenstein is here with us because Frankenstein is cool, and
okay, on the Frankenstein thing, right? Let's talk about that scene. So how does Dracula get to the United States? Well, he's on an airplane, and there's
specifically a B-25 for some reason.
It's a bomber from the war, and it's night, obviously, and you know, there's two pilots, and they're having a conversation about, I don't know why we're doing this. Thank you, Robin. I don't know why we're doing this. Like, it's, you know, dark, and why do we have to do this? And this, you know, dead things in the back. Coffins. Why do we have
to do it in? I know, like, I think one of them said, like, why do we have to do this in a old plane anyway, in a World War II plane?
Right. Yeah. And the other pilot is like, it's pretty good money. Shut up. Good point. And then something falls in the back in the cargo, and they go,
hey, I thought it was all they were all dead, because again, coffins. And he goes, yeah, haha, I'm gonna go check. So he does, and gets attacked by Dracula. But the guy, while he's being attacked, he like pulls the Bombay doors. Dracula's coffin falls, Dracula falls, and another box falls. Well, guess who's in the other box, kids? Frankenstein's monster. How does he come back alive? Because he's dead. He's not moving. He's not. The battery was drained, shall we say.
So
Dracula pulls his cane out and pulls the ears out of the cane. It's like a
it was like devil
skull,
horns.
devil horns or something.
Yeah.
Pulls them out of the cane. They're little tiny electrodes, and he sticks them onto the bolts in Frankenstein's neck, and then holds the cane up, and the cane has an extendo piece so the lightning can strike it, and it's wired to Frankenstein. It's really funny. Like, I thought that scene was great, because I was like, are you telling me you don't need the setup, you don't need the lab with the giant lightning rod? All you need is Dracula going, yes, let there be lightning so I can awaken my old friend. Old friend in quotes, by the way. He calls him an old friend.
Yeah.
Frankenstein calls Dracula master. And it's like, I've got old friends. I don't call any of them master.
I think
this is a one-sided
I
relationship.
guess it was trying to assume that I was like, are they trying to say that Dracula created Frankenstein if Frankenstein's calling him master?
No, it's supposed to be that whoever awakens Frankenstein's monster, Frankenstein sees the person who awakes them as their master at that point. That's how it was supposed to be taken as.
Yeah.
So,
but then all the kids call him Frankenstein, because even in the box it says Frankenstein, it doesn't say Frankenstein's monster.
No, I thought it said Frankenstein's
monster. It just said. I just saw that it said Frankenstein because all the kids in there just call him Frankenstein. They don't call him Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, because blah blah blah. It's common misconception.
Yeah.
Well, actually, only Dr. Frankenstein is Frankenstein.
Yeah.
The monster is just called the monster. He's
Get the hell out of here, Ted.
monster. Well, I'm just trying to let you know. Which is why one of my favorite memes is it's the book, by Mary Shelley, and then at the end somebody penciled in, and as the monster fled, he said, "Oh, by the way, you can just call me Frankenstein." That's hey. But yeah, that's how they woke up the Frankenstein's monster. Just a cane with an extendo piece and lightning. Yay, magic.
Yay.
And then Dracula's like, I need you to go and fetch the book from children, and you might have to kill the children.
Yeah,
he's basically all right.
He's basically he tells him, he's like, I need you to kill these kids and give me that damn book, and he's like, all right, bet. And then so he goes and
all right, bet. Except he's a monster, so all right. Bet.
But instead of him killing the kids, he befriends with the kids. Like, he's good, like, because I'm like, oh, are they gonna do the scene where in the old Frankenstein movie he meets the little girl and the little girl makes him a friend, but then he accidentally kills the little girl. But in this one, it's like, oh, the little girl sees him and she's like, oh, look at my new friend, and then all the kids just immediately run. They're like, holy shit, it's fucking monster. And so they befriend him, and he's part of the montages, and they're like, yeah. And so they're getting everything ready, and they're trying to get everything planned. But the book says that the person who's supposed to read like the German words has to be a virgin. So they had to find a virgin. That was one of the team's goals, and they had to go to one of the kids' older sister to try to question if she was a virgin. So it was like
she said that she was, and then I think it's like later, like when they're getting her to read the passage,
Yeah.
it's not working. It turns out it's like you said that you were originally like yeah. Well, I mean, I had something with this guy named Steve. It's like what? It's like, but he doesn't count.
He doesn't count.
It's like, what are you talking about? He doesn't count. Like it.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my god.
Also, yeah, there's
Which, by the way, the whole he doesn't count thing. We've got to backtrack, right? We got to talk more about the old scary German guy.
I was about to bring that up because I was gonna be like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's an old German guy in this movie.
So, okay, it's the kids, right? They're all kids, and there's this, okay, objectively old, a little bit run down, and large kind of scary house.
Yeah.
Objectively, that's true. Inside of this house, there is a old German man who arguably does some semi-creepy shit, like open the curtains, look out, sees that somebody is looking at him, then closes the curtains, then opens it again after he thinks they're not looking. From the outside looking in, that's what we see.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But when we actually get to learn about the old German man, he's just really nice. And he's just happens to be kind of old, right?
He baked a
And
pie.
he baked the fat kid with, as well as the other kids, but the fat kid a pie. He's nice to the fat kid. The fat kid has had a rough time this whole movie.
Yeah.
They literally call him Fat Kid. His name's Horace. And he goes like, yeah, meinen Lieblings, here's some pie that I made. Yeah.
My name is Horace.
By the might of Horus, so he bakes some pie, and like so he's a good guy, and they go to him because they're like, we've got this book and it's enjoyment and we can't read it, so oh golly geez. And he goes, I will try to read the book the best I can, but it's very old German, it's not like it's new German. And he like new German. So he opens the book and he's reading it. And he like tells them all the shtick they need to know, good
Yeah.
versus evil. He's a plot pusher. But then, and here's so everybody thought this guy was evil. He's just old. Then they get to know him, and then, and this is I think interesting. And Robin and I have talked a little bit about this, and I think maybe we're on disagreements here. But he's leaving, and the kids are leaving at his house, and he's talking to them like in the front door, and he says, if you think I'm a vampire, that would be weird because vampires don't have a reflection. And he turns and he sees his own reflection in the hall mirror, and the kid sees the reflection. He goes, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense, mister. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, you sure do know a lot about monsters. And he goes, yeah, yes, I do. And he kind of closes the door. When he says, yes, I do, and he closes the door, you can see he's been tattooed on his upper forearm. So this guy is clearly, the character is a Holocaust survivor. And Robin and I might have psychoanalyzed the scene too much to be like, oh, it makes perfect sense because, sometimes people are monsters, and this guy has seen evil, so he's like, tried to do good and he helps the kids, and Robin was just like, that was a weird detail. I don't understand.
Like I just
I like I'll say I didn't see that scene the first viewing because I kind of I saw a message on my phone and I looked at it and then I looked up and the scene was already ended. But now that I saw, I'm like, okay, I can see what they're trying to do with that scene where it's like, oh, they're trying to say like there's more than other. I guess it's like their own kind of like trying to add like their own kind of tiny commentary on this movie, and I can
on a movie about Dracula and Frankenstein and the Mummy
and monster. Yeah, they're all monsters.
Putting a little bit of subtext in it is good.
But like it doesn't really what does it have any effect on the story though? That's the thing.
Because he was the good guy, and sometimes. Oh, how about this? Because Frankenstein's monster's supposed to be bad, but he's a good guy too.
Mm-hmm. It's I see it as
don't
the
know.
And
I
this
see it as the
guy
movie
was
at
the monster until they realized he was a good guy too. Why can't we
it
all
was
just be friends?
I just see it like it's nothing huge. It's just it was like a small thing because I barely saw it. I didn't notice until you guys pointed it out. It's like a small little thing they added. I don't. It's like it's not something that they're trying to like push out there. It's just like it's its own commentary. It's like yeah, there's different kinds of monsters that are out there. It's not. It's like and it's like it's a movie about monsters. So I could see why they wanted to like kind of add this stuff. It may not be like it's just a small little commentary. It's nothing harmful or harmless. It's just I just see it like yeah, it's nothing. Excuse me.
You know what, Robin? If you don't agree with me exactly the way I look at this movie with its incredible subtext of the guy and how sometimes people are evil, but sometimes the monsters aren't evil, fuck you.
Damn.
Oh, that's a good joke. All right. But yeah, old German guy. Also, old German guy in the scene where they're reading the book to try to make the portal to slew the like
To
throw the
open yeah
fucking
to get all
guys into
the monsters.
He's talking to the girl and read the book. It's in the German. I don't know why I'm going a little bit Swedish there. But I went Swedish. Now he's Swedish. You got to read the book. Oh, are you sure that this one's a virgin? Yeah, I don't know if this one's a virgin. Oh, but you know who is a virgin? The little sister whose name's Phoebe or Phoebe or Phil, whatever.
Phoebe or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Phoebe. So they have Phoebe read the book, and they say Phoebe can't read because she's like 4. And he goes, "I'll help her," and like the tinga tonga turgan, a tinga tonga toigan, a turga tonga tingan, a toinga tonga toingan, and then she. So really, in the end, you know who saves the world?
Phoebe.
Phoebe and old German guy, who's now
Yeah.
old Swedish guy.
And so and there's those scenes where like
You're
the
never
monster.
gonna believe it, mother. I summoned a vortex that would destroy Dracula. No, you didn't do that. I did do that. I did that with the help of a 4-year-old American girl. It was very sweet, and then afterwards I made pie for the fat one.
Pay. But then like the other kills before like we get to like that whole thing, it's like so they finally the Fonzie guy shoots wooden arrows to the
Wooden
girl
stakes.
vampires. Wooden stakes to the vampire girls.
Wooden stakes with no aerodynamic quality at all because they don't have any feather. It's just tonk. Like he might as well have just thrown these things.
Yeah.
That's what he should
And
have
then
done.
one was getting real close very slowly, and then he just stabs her. And then the werewolf comes back to life, like he gets all reformed, and he shoots him with a silver bullet, and then he dies. And then the wolf guy, the human that's inside, is like, "Thank you," and then he dies. And the out of nowhere from the sewage, the creature from the Black Lagoon comes up just to be like, "Ooh!" And the fat kid,
Don't put salt on me. I'll get dehydrated.
and the fat.
Oh no! I just said my weakness out loud.
Why did I do that?
Surprisingly speak English very well, despite the fact that I look like a fish. I gotta go back into the sewer where it's more damp.
Ooh. And so the swamp monster comes in and he's like, "I'm gonna get you, fat kid." And the fat kid tries to grab the shotgun from the dead cop, and then he tries to tell like, "Bullies, open the damn fucking door," or open the, I think it was a Burger King or something. It's like, "Open the door," and they're like, "No, no, no, we're scared." And then he basically shoots like one shell to the creature, and he's dead. And then they're like, "Whoa, It's like, whoa, thanks, fat guy. He's like, the name's what's his name again?
Horace.
The name's Horace. Chuck Chuck. And we get.
Also, isn't it kind of fun that the creature from the Black Lagoon has no goddamn powers other than I can swim underwater? That's it. He got taken out with a shotgun. Nothing
'Cause-
special. Just boom.
Because like all the other ones, like he's like, oh, he gets like the least screen time, but like he's not the most useful at all. And the mummy one, like, you know, he tried to scare kids, but then the Fonzie kid, while they were trying to drive away from the mummy, he gets a piece of the wrap and shoots it at a boat thing, and then he gets all unwrapped and he's dead. Other than that, but yeah, they were like the two kind of useless ones. The creature from the Black Lagoon being the most useless in there because he just got shot with a shotgun and he just fell and died. And so, oh yeah, and there's that point where they try to go to Dracula's house and part of the building collapses and it collapses on Frankenstein. So we think Frankenstein's gone throughout the whole movie. And we're like, no, Frankenstein, is he dead? And the friends are like, shut the fuck up, we're trying to find something. And
Quiet on set, we're trying to film a fucking movie.
and so, you know, they finally open the portal and the portal's all there and Dracula gets stabbed and on his chest because of the what's it called, the metal fence, and he gets out of it and he's trying to grab Phoebe and basically choking Phoebe, and they're like, oh my god, and then Frankenstein comes in, he's like, no, I forgot what he says, bogus, he's like bogus or something, and then he just yeets
good. Yeah.
he yeets off Dracula.
Among Us.
Very saucy baka, and then he just
Stop it.
and he just throws him off. It's like, "Rawr," then he gets stabbed with a wooden stake. And then Frankenstein's going away, and the little girl has the power to hold him on. And she's like, no, don't go, Mr. Frankenstein. And he's like, bye, Phoebe, I gotta go, fam. And she's like, no. And she throws her stuffed animal that she always has and gives it to Frankenstein. It's like, bye, bro. And then they go in the portal, and then and the portal disappears.
Grapefruit? What? Was that?
Oh god. Oh god, no.
You made the grapefruit sound. It sounded like it. You're like, what the hell?
Well, not everyone knows. Oh, oh no. Oh, gross. But that was basically the unless but then at the end of the movie, everyone's like, yeah, we're back together, family. And then the military comes out of nowhere and they're like, okay, hey, little kid, you're the little kid, right?
Military. I forgot about this. Because, okay, we gotta go back. As part of the montage. Excuse me.
Oh.
Some water went down the wrong tube. As part of the montage, the youngest kid writes a letter that says, hey, military guys, come here. There's a bunch of monsters. Thanks. Signs his name. Puts it in an envelope. Has the dog lick the envelope and mails it. And then, like, they show up. They actually show up. That's not what happens.
And they're like, where's the monster kid? And like, we already dealt with it. Like, who do we talk about that? And then all the kid squad comes in and like, us. And like, who are you guys? And then he gives the card and we're like, then they say the name of the movie, we're the Monster Squad. And then credits roll up and then they have their own Monster Squad theme song rap, and like, yeah, we're the Monster Squad, killing Dracula, doing all this. The people found a version so they could read the German book so they could put them away. Yeah, Monster Squad rap.
Yeah, we're the Monster Squad, and we'd like to say hello.
Monster Squad.
That's the song.
And that's how the movie ends. With the Monster Squad, military comes in and Monster Squad rap with the hop rap. Unless there's anything else we forgot to add in this to talk about, I guess we can go to the ratings and overall thoughts.
Let's rate it.
Alrighty, hey Robin, what were your overall thoughts and ratings on Monster Squad?
It was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I would watch it again, but if it was like it's like one of those movies where it's like, oh, I don't really have anything else to watch. Oh, this is here. I'll watch it anyway. Uh, so I'd give it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So that will be my thing.
Not bad. Not
So, yeah.
bad. How about you, Mr. Will? What is your overall thoughts and ratings on the Monster Squad?
I thought it was campy. It's not good. Okay?
Mm.
It's just not bad. Like it's an 80s kids film. It's called The Monster Squad, where Dracula's friends with the Wolfman. Well, actually, he's not that. He's not really friends with the Wolfman. He's friends with the Wolfman. He's not friends with the guy who becomes the Wolfman. And he knows the creature from the Black Lagoon. They all have what, like a poker night going?
Yeah.
Actually, I want to see that movie. The things that I'm making up about this movie is what I want to see in the movie. I'm gonna give it like a 2. It was fine. I had a good time with it. It's just not good. But like it's not as bad as Bloodbeat, and nothing is. I'm pretty sure. I'm 95% sure that Bloodbeat is the worst movie that's ever been made or ever will be made, and I'm also including that quote unquote art film that Robin made 3 years ago, where it's just him drinking a cup of coffee really slow, and then he says in French, "Oh, I've got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back." And then leaves for 45 minutes. The camera just looks at the cup of coffee. Nothing happens after that. It just says thin. After 45 minutes, Robin, the movie was so bad. Bloodbeat's still worse. So I'm gonna give it a 2 because it's fine. It's not like good. It's not bad, but like it's good once. It's good once.
No bad.
Edgar, what did you think about the movie and how things went and such?
I had a fun time with the movie. I think it was very 80s, super 80s, and it's not the best movie. It's not super good. It's but it's not the worst that I've ever seen. I probably would just give it a 3 out of 5. It's a movie that's like, oh, if you want to watch something that's very very campy and you're like, I want to watch this because it's very silly. It's like it kind of reminded me of what's a very early 2000s mid 2000s Disney Halloween movie, like Halloween Town or like Hocus Pocus. Like a lot of those, it kind of had that same vibe that I was getting from it, but it was from the 80s. And that's what I said. I'm like, if it was on like TV or something like that, I'd probably sit down and watch it. Be like, all right, let's see this. But I don't think I would personally put it back on and watch it because I don't think it's that great. I think it was a fine time. It was an enjoyable movie to watch on a Halloween night if you want to have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's mostly what it was. It was like, it was a jolly time.
Yeah.
But that was our review on The Monster Squad. But we're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We got one more segment, and that's our Untitled segment idea. So without further ado, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Untitled segment idea. So, we'll start with Mr. Robin. Robin, what have you recently seen, watched, eaten, read, etc., 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 etc.?
Well, I just recently watched last night 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Oh
and
shit.
for the first time ever. And I will say, if you're not into slow burn movies, you will not like this movie. But I am I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Kubrick, and I wanted to watch this for a long time. And my God, it is probably one of the best pieces of cinema that I've ever fucking seen in my life. Um,
Mm.
there's a lot. It is very quiet in a lot of points. The music choices that he specifically picked out for this is really good. Yeah, not given the famous song that's usually associated with 2001: A Space Odyssey, but my favorite, like they use a song like the Blue Danube and stuff. So, um, but I really liked the I really liked it. It was a really good movie. Um, I could really go into it a lot, but I don't want to. Like no, like because it's a movie you have to like watch it and then you really have to sit and think about it.
Yeah.
Like
It's a
like
thinking man's movie.
the ending portion of the movie where it kind of goes all psychedelic on you. Like my jaw was dropped. Like it's a fascinating movie. It is a very creepy movie, especially the part where you're dealing with Hal 9000. Um, and
Mm.
the very end of the movie where it goes to it shows
I've never seen the movie, but I'm like, oh, I want to check it out.
it's like the very end of the movie where it shows a baby floating in space. I know that sounds weird out of context, but you have to watch the movie to kind of get it. And it plays that famous song at the very end, and then it goes to black, and then it just lets the song die down, and then it goes to credits, and then as soon as the credits come up and the Blue Danube song come up, it I just get like chills immediately and start tearing up. Like I was just like, holy shit!
Mm.
Like what the and I know Edgar, you saw last night in Soho, last night, and you said
Spoiler alert.
yeah, spoiler alert. I know, but you said that was I'm just saying you said that was an experience, and and I'm just saying when I watched this movie from 1968, I'm just like, holy shit! Like
Mm.
it is like truly one of the best pieces of cinema ever.
Mm. Oh.
So I highly recommend it. Again, if you're into the slow burn stuff of it, not a lot of people are, and I understand that. It can't I could from watching this, I can see for people who are not into it, I can see how this could get boring for people. But
Hmm.
it is.
I would say
Oh my
that's how.
god,
If it is slow burn, it's kind of like The Exorcist. So.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's kind of like I still think that The Shining is still my favorite Kubrick movie,
Hmm.
but 2001: A Space Odyssey is up there. It is really good. So
Interesting. Interesting. I gotta check that one out. I haven't seen it either. So.
if you have HBO Max, it's on there. So
Mm. What about you, Mr. Will? What have you recently watched, read, seen, etc., etc., etc.?
I got a haircut. That's
Ooh,
not me watching or seeing anything, but it's a fact. I got a haircut.
hell yeah.
That was interesting. Um, so I don't know if I like it or not yet, but there we are. Um, I'm reading a book. I think I said I was reading the same book last
Mm.
week, but I'm still reading this biography of Kennedy, which is interesting.
Mm.
Um, I got some DLC for Hearts of Iron 4, so I've kind of
Mm.
been screwing around with that. Um, been enjoying it. Uh, that's a game based on World War II and the years leading up to it, and you pick a country and you deal with political, economic, military construction, that kind of thing, and then you fight wars and whatnot. Um, it's fun. If you've never played it, I think it's pretty enjoyable. There's a lot of meta shit to it, and you can do multiplayer, and um, I just kind of meme, uh, like let's play Switzerland and that kind of thing.
The
It's fun.
Swiss.
Yeah. So it's fun. Um, but yeah,
Nice.
I've been doing that. I saw this movie called Monster Squad. That's fun.
Oh.
So basically, it's these monsters,
God
and
damn
this
it.
is I do this joke a lot, but every time Robin goes "God damn it" and laughs, so it's worth it. Even if the viewership is tired of the joke, I do it pretty often, and Robin laughs, and I think it's worth it every time. Also, I've been smoking some more cigars. So I
Ooh.
smoke cigars, and I've got like a collection of some. Got a couple of humidors, and honestly, I've just been doing this thing where I blindly grab bag a few. Like I'll go out and I get online with some friends of mine, and we smoke cigars and talk and have a good time, and that's been
No.
kind of nice because the weather's been nice at night.
Yeah.
And later tonight, I'm probably going to go see a show. Some friends of
Ooh.
mine are putting on. They're in a band. Um,
Nice.
Hell yeah.
they're called The Roaches. You can find them probably on Facebook, I would imagine. The Roaches, and I'm gonna go see them. So, been up to some good stuff. Edgar,
Yeah.
what have you recently read, watched, played? Done, eaten, that kind of thing. Any big plans for Halloween
Oh.
tomorrow?
Other than doing the haunted house this from 8 to midnight, not
Oh yeah, we
really.
have that. There's that thing.
That thing. We were working on that, seeing how that was gonna go on yesterday. So hopefully,
I think it'll go pretty well. It's a simple enough premise to pass it off. So
yeah. I'm just saying.
It'll be fine.
Hopefully, it works well. Crossing fingers. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
hoping for. So, but other than that, the game I'm still playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm almost finished with it. I just been like being a completionist and just trying to complete every little thing in the game. But I did start playing a new game because it just came out in the US. It's an app game called Pikmin Bloom. It's basically like Pokemon Go, but with Pikmin. It's kind of like
Huh.
you plant flowers around. It's a cute little game. Like it's like if you want to go out there and give a reason to like walk outside and get some exercise. That's what I use it for. And it's a cute little game. So I've been trying it out. It's pretty neat. But the movie I did see, which Robin just spoiled, it's Last Night in Soho, which is Edgar Wright's newest film. It's his first it's his first real horror film, and I gotta say, holy shit, this movie is fucking good. Like, it's a huge departure from what Edgar Wright's done, which he's done Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, World's End, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and Baby Driver. Like, they're a complete departure from what he's made, because this is like his first horror film he's made, and oh my god, is it good? Like, it might be my movie of the year, because so far movie of the year was The Green Knight for me, but now seeing Last Night in Soho, it's a pretty damn good movie. Like,
It's pretty baller, dude.
it's pretty ballers. I went last night to the movie at a 10 o'clock showing. There was only two other people, and they were in the very front, so I had the whole row for myself. So it was
nice.
I was like, hell yeah! I just sat there and I watched it, and it's a movie, and it with its own twist on stuff, and oh man, the style of the movie, just the editing itself and the sound mixing. Like, if you want to watch a movie in theaters, go watch this, especially with its audio design. It gets kind of creepy when he uses the audio from uses 3D audio, so you'll hear stuff from like one side and from another, and it's like, ooh. I'm just like, hell yeah. Also, if you like Matt Smith as the Doctor Who, you probably will really like him in this, because he does a really fucking good job. This is also a movie that's very an homage to old 70s.
This is also a movie.
It's an homage to a lot of 70 horror films. with
Yeah.
with the style of lighting and the way the camera shows, kind of like Suspiria, which we reviewed last week. It's basically it's like the way that the camera works and stuff, but this one emphasizes more. It shows that he just loves that kind of style of horror films, and it just shows off in all of his films with anything he does. And
I was gonna go see it with him, but because of my recent back, I guess it's back injury at this point, I wanted to stay home and rest. So
yeah,
that's why I ended up watching 2001: A Space Odyssey.
yeah. But
Um,
I will say I
see-
highly recommend going to watch Last Night in Soho in theaters. If you are a fan of Edgar Wright movies, then I would say go watch this. You probably are going to go see this. But if you have not, go for it. It is a great movie to watch, especially on the Halloween season. Because, I'm like, I really want to rewatch that movie because I feel like I missed certain stuff. Because there's certain parts of the movie that I was just like, whoa! I was like, oh shit! Just it was a really damn good time. Like, man, it's like I would love to go watch this movie again. But that's recently what I've been doing. Yeah.
Nice.
nice.
But yeah, I guess that's the end of our. Hold up. Oh, excuse me. Oh.
Okay, I think your shirt's probably dirty from that.
But that's the end of our show. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to keep up on date on when we go live or what else we do, follow us on our social medias on on the Facebook, or if you're on Twitter or Instagram, you'll see we'll post over there. And of course, we'll always give a huge shout out to our good buddy Garudin for the song that he made us for our recent podcast, which you'll be seeing back again next week. And also, if you want to just hear what we do in our own lives, just follow all of us on our personal personal Twitters. See what we're up to and all stuff. You could see Will's new post that he talks about water, and he reviews water.
I found out about water, guys. Like, I've been drinking sweet tea for so long. And like, I understand that the ingredients are tea, sugar, water. Like, I understand that. It's not that I'm not stupid. But like, did you know that like water is like kind of good with like some ice in it, and the ice is just water, by the way. It's just cold water.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's right. That's right,
yeah.
Mr. Soppy Carnivore. Facebook is soon to be called Meta. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
it's kind
already-
of not.
It's already called Meta. The parent company is called Meta.
Yeah. So.
Facebook, the social media app Facebook is still going to be called Facebook, and the social media app Instagram is still going to be called Instagram.
Review
just
on
the parent
Flint,
company.
Michigan water, please.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I can't talk about Flint, Michigan water because of rules. We have rules on this podcast.
Like we can't
And-
technically we can't even talk about the Facebook thing because
Yeah, I can't even talk about Michigan really. I mean,
Just Michigan in
I
general.
can talk about Detroit because of the meme, but can't talk about Michigan because of the rule. If you want to know more about the rules, join us in our Discord and we'll answer questions.
Ooh,
Maybe.
that's
Maybe.
Join our Discord or on our social medias and all the good stuff. Also, if you kind of missed the show but you want to re-listen to it, you could go follow us on our Spotify and our YouTube channel so you could see all the goodies that we put on there and the rest of our previous episodes and stuff. And our YouTube channel where we have our recent pre-show on there, which you guys could go check it out. I really like the love and support that you guys been showing on that episode. Really cool. But any other last words, boys?
I choose you, Pikachu. Take out this ghost. And then the light bulb pops and you're dead.
Boink.
Phasmo. I've just described Phasmo. But bye, ladies and gentlemen. Yay. Yay.
Bye.
Edgar, that's one more. Yeah, you got
Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
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 Like and subscribe.
Follow us.
Twitch and-
Yeah.
Give us money.
Bye-bye.
We need money. This isn't free.
Bye-bye.
Chill.
Chill. Nigh the science guy.
chill.